It's rabbits this time. This time it's going to be rabbits. Nothing but rabbits. Rabbits all the way down. I don't know what I have titled this one yet, but it's going to have something to do with rabbits because we're just doing rabbits. So, all right. I'm going to start with the mea culpa. I am an old man and I am set in my ways. I'm not joking when I refer to myself as a middle aged man. Statistically speaking, I am very likely to be between 2 and 3 decades older than you listening to this right now. Statistically speaking, I'm not necessarily. Anyway, whatever. So, I grew up in the 80s. I'm legitimately Gen X. I went to Lollapalooza 90 something. In 1986, I think, I sat in the auditorium of Barnum Woods Elementary School and watched with my entire class the Challenger disaster happening live on the air. Do you understand what I'm saying? I have an alibi, all right? Like, there were like 150 other people in that room. They all saw me. They can tell you. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, like, it's been a long time. But they can. Anyway, so I am very set in my ways. And the ways in particular that I am talking about right now are rabbits. I have been shit-talking rabbits since I began this channel. I have nearly 20 recorded and streamed runs on my YouTube channel. And over the course of almost 20, I think it's 18 with this one, 18 or 19, whatever. In the course of all of those runs, you can count the number of rabbits that I have taken along with me on one hand. And that includes Moonstone, the really loud one. I haven't liked rabbits. I haven't respected rabbits. I have talked a lot of shit about rabbits. And the reason why, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about, I'm doing something that I haven't done in a while, which is start a run with a long diatribe. I'm going to try to keep this as quick as I can. I've been wrong about rabbits. I have been wrong about rabbits this whole fucking time. And the purpose of this is to show you just how wrong, hopefully, I have been about rabbits. I can't guarantee that I'll be able to pull this off. But anyway, so first of all, I want to point out this passive eccentric. I have encountered this a couple of times, and each time I have said no to it. And the reasons I have given for saying no to it have been incorrect every time. The reason why they have been incorrect is because I have misread this. Whenever you draw 8 or more additional cards in a turn, you may put a random card from your banished pile into your hand. The word I have been paying attention to here is random. I thought this would just put a random card from my banished heap into my hand. And I can have a lot of cards in my banished pile. And many of the cards in my banished pile I don't want to have back in my hand. So I thought that this would potentially put a card I don't want back into my hand. And what I should have ignored was the word random. Every 8 additional cards that you draw, you can choose a card from your banished heap and put it back into your hand to be played immediately if you want to. That includes refresh. That includes reinforcements, which are additional card draw. There is no limit to how many cards this can fish out of your banished pile. Every 8 additional cards with an invisible counter that restarts every single turn. Every 8. So if I pull 16 additional cards, I can draw 2 cards out of my banished pile. In one of my practice runs, I'm not ashamed to admit that I practice these in between recordings because I want to give you a good show. I have managed to put rivalry on a single character 4 times in one round. 4 times in one round. How can this be? Light-footed. Whenever this character moves, they gain 3 stamina. In addition, also Maneuverer. Whenever this character moves or swaps positions, both characters gain 15 armor. And finally, of course, there is Ardent, which you've seen. It's honestly like mouse tier. It is an extraordinarily powerful passive. Every time I draw an additional card, gain 2 strength. So what I had not seen was this, Practiced Maneuver. The build that I'm going to aim for revolves around Practiced Maneuver, and it is a red powder tier card, to the point where I'm going to try to get as many of them in my deck as I possibly can. I am going to be very heavily favoring events that permit me to re-roll my talents, because I want all of my talents to either be practiced maneuver or something that is equally strong. Lore master, something to that effect. Swap positions with target ally. Both characters draw 5 armor, draw 2 cards. So if I have a rabbit that has, under passives, light-footed and maneuverer, by moving this card, hold on one second, let me get back to it. This card here then is worth a swap. It's worth 5 armor plus 15 armor for both of the characters involved, total of 20 potential armor. And then I draw 2 cards. And then that rabbit with light-footed gains 3 stamina. And then that rabbit with light-footed and the other one, I already mentioned the 20 armor. It can get silly. The reason why it took me such a long time to come around to this is because so many of these talents just aren't very good. Practiced maneuver is phenomenal, as it turns out. Offload is pretty good. Fight as one is pretty good. Arsenal is very good. And the rest of these, honestly, are varying degrees of not very good at all, especially these 3, Hunter's Trap, Exploding Trap, and Barbed Trap. Because of hair, because of the hare's racial ability. The hare's racial ability is the weakest in the entire game. It is place a trap in any vacant position. When a character moves onto that position, they take 15 vitality damage. That 15 vitality damage is not modified by charge. So it doesn't matter how much charge you have on your rabbit, it's still 15. It's still 15 vitality damage. That 15 vitality damage is also not it is also not modified by vulnerable or overwhelm. It is always 15 vitality damage. So this is really, really good for the first half of the first street. And then by the time you reach the end of the first street, this is already not very good at all. And the various talents that permit me to improve this trap, I mean, you're basically just putting a very, very, very pretty bow on a turd. It's not a good card, but what I had not realized is that because their racial ability kind of sucks, that means I don't really need to build any will on them at all. It also means that I can use their starting the withdraw, the movement card that you start with, because it costs a will. I don't need to save that will for anything. I'm not saving it for a strength bomb. I'm not saving it for a barricade. I'm not saving it for a brace of ships. I have been wrong about rabbits this entire time. I get it. I understand how rabbit works. And I am going to show you, hopefully, today, on Angriest Furries Cinema, we will be doing nothing but rabbits. We will only be taking rabbits along with us as our starting party. We will only be recruiting rabbits. Nothing but rabbits, all the way down. I'm not going to be including any additional oaths because this is actually quite difficult in and of itself. It's not a great idea, frankly. If I don't get the passives and the talents that I'm looking for, I could crash and burn very quickly. So, ground rules. I am allowing myself 2 runs in total. If my first run ends before I'm going to say probably before the second crossroads, I will start again. If it ends after the first crossroads, I'm going to pack it in for the day because, unfortunately, as I said, middle-aged man, I do have other things that I need to do today. However, I do have some time off later this week. I will try this again, and I will make another upload later this week, Thursday or Friday. Thursday being the 4th of July, Friday being a day off that I am giving myself because I'm middle management and I can do that. I'm not actually middle management. I'm responsible for training for my department. Anyway, neither here nor there. I'm an adult, is what I'm saying. I have PTO, and I can give myself PTO. So, none of that matters. Here we go. Rabbits all the way down. Away we go. So, the first thing that we're going to do, by the way, is we are going to move our rabbits into the back rank. Both of them. We're going to keep them standing next to each other, and we're going to keep them in the back rank. The reason why is because, well, you'll see, but I want to get the most out of reinforcements should I manage to land that card, and also I want them sitting next to each other because I do want double team. I want to be able to get double team, and I want to be able to use double team. Starting off with charity, that is actually a pretty difficult choice. I will go with pray, and we will increase Burroughs's max stamina by 1. Kesselmead is already using Kesselmead. It's regular starting rules. Kesselmead starts with a light armor, so Kesselmead's starting per round stamina is 3. So let's get Burroughs up to 3 as well. Also, let's acquaint ourselves with our angry furries. It is Gavi Burroughs, okay, and Aleda Kesselmead. All right. By the way, the difference in their portrait is completely random. The difference in their faces is random. It is not sexual dimorphism between. It's not sexual dimorphism at all, which would have been cool, but it turns out that it's just fully randomized. They just have 2 different faces that they have. It just happens to be that. It just happens to be. There we go. Anyway, moving along. Or at least I think it isn't. Isn't it not? I feel like I tested this. Anyway, fucking whatever. I'm not going to be doing the voices yet again. I apologize. It does tend to increase the length of the match, and the length of the run. And I do have some other things I do want to do today. At some point, I will go back to doing the voices. If you are listening to this over YouTube, if you have any specific ideas that you want to see me try, or except of course apparently for ruin runs, which apparently I just will not do. If you have any suggestions for me, comments, complaints, if you see that I've done something wrong, if you want to make fun of me, engagement is engagement. Leave me a comment, and I would love to read whatever it is that you have to say. The reason why I am doing this, in fact, is actually due to a comment that was left by, give me one moment, and I'm going to double check because I have forgotten. I apologize. It was Dirk SJ on my Oops All Bears run. Left a comment that just said, do an only rabbit run next. And I said, okay. And I thought that it was going to be a terrible idea because I have not had a very high opinion of rabbits for years now. And over the space of this past week, I have been testing this many times. And it took me a while. I'm not ashamed to admit it took me a while to actually figure out how this works. I made a lot of mistakes. I did, I think, a total of 5 practice runs. 4 of those practice runs ended very, very foolishly poorly. I made just stupid mistakes and crashed and exploded. And then I got it. And it was a squeaker. Like, I had 3 rabbits going into the prince. 2 of them died. 1 of them survived. It was dramatic as fuck, yo. And then I tried it again last night for my buddies, and I cruised through. And that is what I'm trying to demonstrate today, to see if I can actually show you how I call it the bunny blender. And you'll see, if I can pull it off, you'll see why I call it the bunny blender. Just accept that it's there's a reason for it. There's a you'll see. Hopefully you'll see. Anyway, moving along. But anyway, yes. So, Dirk SJ, thank you very much. For honestly, if it was not for you, I would legitimately never have confronted my deep-seated prejudices against rabbits, and I never would have. I'm going to save this for next round because the 5 is not. I don't want to turn it into an 8 damage. I prefer to have a fury if it comes back up. This is also fine. If it had not been for you, I am trying to say, I probably never would have confronted my obvious and deep-seated. Not Colossal Smash just yet. Maybe later. None of these, unfortunately. No, not great. Not a good start. Motherfucker. Oh, god damn it. Okay. Well, this is where we're probably going to end up getting fucked. I'm gonna go after this crypt. Crypt is a straight up noob trap. There are two encounters that can potentially spawn on the first street that are lethal. One is pretty much surefire lethal, and that is fight or flight. And the other one is crypt. Crypt is an encounter that was added with Iris. It is a. It is. Oh, fuck's sake. This is going to be more than I can handle. This run is probably going to end right now. But the problem is that Crypt, the reward for Crypt is Ancient Amulet. Ancient Amulet, if you're familiar with Slay the Spire, is a runic pyramid. It means that I don't discard my cards anymore. They just stay in my hand. It is so ridiculously worth the risk that I am willing to go after it, knowing full well that this could potentially just end my run. But it is in fact worth a shot. Oh God. And I'll show you exactly why this is so dangerous. It's because of these three wolves. These three wolves each start with an attack that applies 3 bleed. I've got 24 fucking health, man. Like this is incredibly serious business. I'm cooked already. I'm going to take so much fucking damage. I'm going to do my very best. I will probably fail. And when I fail and start over again, if I see Crypt again very early, I am also still going to go after it. And I'm going to still go after it for exactly the same reason. It's just too good to pass up. Okay. I don't want to waste the vigor just yet. And 10 damage is not worth it. So much bleed incoming. I'm going to lose Castlemead right away. Look at that. 5 bleed. This is the reason why this encounter is so dangerous. It is survivable. I've done it, but it's a lot. It's an awful lot. It's an awful lot. All right, so Jesus Christ. Yep. Wow. Okay. No, I don't have a chance. Castlemead dies next round. And my rabbit is not going to be strong enough to take this on her own. Okay. We're going to call this one a mulligan. I'm not going to call this one a full. I'm not going to call this one a fully. I'm not going to call this one a fully failed run, even though it is. I'm going to call it a mulligan, and because it's within the first couple of steps. What a piece of shit. The thing is that the reward for Crypt is so ridiculously good that I need to go after it, even knowing that it will end my run. I legitimately do need to go after it. Okay, yeah, absolutely. That's good. That's good. 9 bleed at the beginning of the game is a good fucking start. That actually is going to be a pretty big fucking boon. So he's dead? Good. Wow, okay. This is so now that's great. So now this rush is basically my pocket weasel. Just to make this clear, when I see Crypt again, because Crypt can in fact spawn. As you see, it can spawn that early. I can encounter it that early. I will still go after it. Every single time I see it, I will have no choice. It is far too high priority, and it may actually end up killing me every single time. So again, I'm going to call that. I always give myself one mulligan and one retry. I'm not going to call that a retry. I'm going to call that a mulligan. Because Jesus fucking Christ, the crypt spawned when I had not even hit level 2 yet. Fuck you. What a piece of shit. How mean. How mean. All right. Think that, yeah, that'll be about it for him and you and you. Okay, good. He'll just die from his bleed. No wild brawl. I will take an akimbo though. One akimbo for right now. Okay. We're going to do the overzealous guards for the combat. Not a very bad combat. Actually, this is not terrible. The city guard swordsman is a second street figure, and there's only one of them, so that's it's not too bad. It's not too bad to run into him this early. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that he's worth a decent amount of experience and money. That is what I am trying to say. Let's get rid of you first. Okay. Again, I'm going to be keeping. Let me try again. I usually find an opportunity to get rid of this card because I am using my will for my various racial abilities. This time is different. My racial abilities are not very strong, so I'm going to be using withdraw much more commonly. He'll die from his bleed. It's actually good luck getting that bleed. Getting this bleed gem for where the fuck are you? Getting the bleed gem for the rush, that is very, very strong early thing. That is 9 bleed at level 1 is pretty fucking spectacular, frankly. So I refresh. Nice. All right, so fingers crossed. No, I don't like any of these. I really don't particularly care for them, but I'll take no. All right, I'll take the arsenal, and I will be favoring. I'm going to be favoring any encounter that allows me to re-roll my talents because I want as many of those practice maneuvers as I can manage. Practice maneuver. There we go. Every time I see practice maneuver, unless there is something else unless there's something else there that is equally fucking phenomenal, like, again, Lore Master, I'm going to be taking the practice maneuver. 100 experience is not worth it right now. I'm going to be taking the talisman for the potential upgrade token. Another fucking bleed. Awesome. Oh, that's really good. Who am I putting this on? For right now, let's put this onto the akimbo. And we'll make sure that at least one of my guys is dual wielding in some way, either a sword and board or a weapon in each hand, so that both of now I can get potentially 18 bleed very quickly. So 16 damage coming in on top. I can move you out of the way. There we are. Ridiculous. Well, I mean, he didn't really know. It's not that he had a lot of... Shit. Okay. So Flurry is an excellent card. It's one of the ones that I will aim to have at least one, if not two, of in my deck. It is 1 stamina for weapon damage, and also Overwhelm, which I want because I don't have currently. Refresh also is Refresh is a red powder tier card. There is no limit to the number that I can have of them in my deck. However, I do currently have a Refresh and I don't have a Flurry. So this is a toss-up. Either of these cards would be phenomenal for me right now. I will take the Flurry because I don't have any other means. I don't have any other damage modifiers in my deck, and because it is just straight damage. Fight or Flight. I might actually be able to take on this Fight or Flight because I have all that extra bleed, but I'm not going to risk it. Okay. Ha. Okay, so now all this damage is coming in on the top. Him right here in front. And let's... Give me 1 second. Hold on. You, like this. Okay, he'll die from his bleed. And you can start working on the guardsmen on the bottom. Cool. I want to point something out. These city guardsmen are not weasels. Those are otters. How come I don't get any otters? I would also like otters. Is there a reason why I can't have any otters? Ooh, I should have paid attention to that. A bit of damage in the face. I can deal. Oopsie. Absolutely unnecessary. I'll take a pink powder, sure. Okay. So I can offload probably a guard. Probably. Or I can take on a cleaver. I've spent a lot of money already, and I don't really want to spend too much more. I want to be able to recruit. But it's not that much money. It's only 150. And frankly, because I'm only recruiting rabbits, I will exclusive, just rabbits. We're just taking rabbits. The reason why I am taking this is specific because of, hold on, this card. The reason why I took the extra damage is because of the extra weapon, rather, is because of Flurry. So I want to point something out. Flurry and Akimbo both say if dual wielding, but Flurry and Akimbo both mean different things when they say if dual wielding. Flurry dual wielding means if you are literally holding a different weapon in each hand. Akimbo dual wielding will also trigger if you have a weapon in one hand and a shield in the other. So Akimbo, I have been able to get 3 hits out of, but until I added this cleaver, I've only been getting the 1 stack of Overwhelm out of Flurry. Now that I have a cleaver in the offhand, Durwater will be able to put on 2 stacks. That's 50% additional damage with Flurry. Okay. That's a lot of damage coming in on Durwater. Okay. So, hold on. Let's get rid of some of these. Let's get rid of some of these fellers. Ah, dang it. There we are. All right. There. Okay, good. So we just got 5 damage sweep, and their front row is already taken apart. Oh, I should have thrown some pink powder. Whatever. What card do I have that is... Oh, I see. Arsenal is giving me 1 stack of preparation. I didn't even realize that. No rear guard. No sharpened steel. I'm good. Okay. I'm going to take this search party so that the card underneath it ticks down to 10. And the card that was over on the left was a merchant, which is worth 250 free monies. 10 damage and 20 damage in on Durwoodr. Okay, cool. So... that's 10 damage. Still a little bit to the face. Not super thrilled about it. Oh, and I've completely forgotten to see... Ooh, shit. Okay. He's got 24 damage coming in on him. I need to do something about that. He's still going to take a little bit of damage to the face. I'm not thrilled with how much damage Rufus Mott has been taking, but I'll live. Currently, I'll live. For the moment, I'll live. I will not take that deep strike just yet. Later on, I might. All right, so fingers crossed. There are four out of the potential. Well, first of all, let's get everybody's stamina. So there are 4 rabbit-specific passives that I am looking for. 4 of them I would be okay with getting. Watch me get none of them. You see that? Literally none of them, but I will take a steadfast. That's good. Fuck's sake. God dang it. Born Leader is not bad, and neither is Patient. At the start of this turn, if this character has any will, they draw 1 card, so that's just 1 extra card per round, which is fine. Born Leader is an extra 2 cards drawn once we have dumped out our hand, which is good for later on in the game. It's good for later in the game, but it is still pretty okay for right now. And Patient is always pretty good, but it runs out of usefulness as soon as I run out of will. I'm going to go with Patient for right now. And then just remember not to use Rufus Smott's... Is it Rufus Smott? I'm going to just remember not to use Rufus Smott's trap. So, Gusselin Durwater. I have no idea if you are male or female, Gusselin. I'm going to call you they. I apologize. I'm certain... They just looked directly at me as I said this. I'm going to assume that I've gotten that wrong. I apologize. Helena Rufus Smott. Is it possible? Am I wrong? Is it sexual dimorphism? Is Gusselin a female name? Is Gusselin a female name? I'm going to look this up. Hold on just a second. I've got a supercomputer in my pocket. I'm going to take it out. Gusselin, a girl name. What nationality is the name Gusselin? It's French. And it's basically, wow, all right, so Gusselin is the French version of Jocelyn. So, first of all, this is a lady, and I might have actually been wrong. Maybe this particular face is just Lady Rabbit. Okay, let's check. By the way, fortune teller, don't fucking go to the fortune teller. Do not go to the fortune teller. I have gone to the fortune teller several fucking times. Hold on 1 second. I'm not actually quitting out of this. I just want to show you what I've gotten from the fortune teller. Jesus fucking Christ. So I keep on trying to go back to the fortune teller because I want there to be something useful from that event. There's got to be something useful from that event, right? Like, there's got to be something useful. And the answer is, what I got was Omen. Twice in a goddamn row. Unplayable. If you end your turn with this card in your hand, the first 3 cards you draw next turn are discarded. I want you to imagine the expression on my face as I fucking stare at you. Look at this goddamn card. Fuck. Fuck. Fuck the fortune teller. Do not go to the fortune teller. She does not mean you well. She only means you harm. Stay the fuck clear of the fortune teller. We're going to go to the merchant in trouble, and instead, we're going to steal some of his money, or her money, their money, whatever. And also, we get a combat encounter, which is good because I want as many combats this early in the game. I want as many combats as I can imagine, as I can manage. Okay. Is a very good start, frankly. I don't need a second akimbo, and I don't want ruination, I don't want coordination, I don't want natural selection. I don't want any of those. Yeah, we're bad people. I'm sorry. We are bad people. It's the reason why the fortune teller keeps on fucking me, is because we're legitimately awful people. Shit. There's a chance that there might be something worthwhile under this anxiety, which is going to cost me 5 damage. And it's a sage. Actually, that's not too bad, because a sage will allow me to re-roll a talent. And I want to... Did I want to re-roll Arsenal? I don't think I wanted to re-roll Arsenal. Dang. I think I actually wanted to keep that Arsenal. It's all right. The card that I've gotten instead is pretty good. It'll banish cards out of my hand, and also it will give me some... it'll also give me some preparation. But it was not necessarily the correct choice right there. Banish a card in hand, gain 2 prep. Cool. Okay. Okay. So what we're going to do is move him over here so that all of this does nothing. I've got 10 damage coming in at Roofer Smut. Easy peasy. And some decent card draw for next round. Okay. Ooh, dear. Well, okay, so this... Pay attention to this particular incoming attack. Bludgeon deals 6 damage. If the opponent has more than 18 armor, deals 4 bleed. That is it's a tank killer this early on in the game. But we can deal, especially because we have all of this extra bleed. And we can immediately just start working on the next one. Okay. I feel much better if we run into the crypt pretty soon now. I'll be pretty happy about it. Watch me not run into the crypt at all this run. Okay. I'll take the second win, but just one. Okay, so warbow or a halberd? 8 damage up to 12 damage. Frankly, I don't really like either of these. Halberd is way too expensive. It's the only thing I'll do that round. But it's 12 damage to a rank, but it's the only thing I'll do that round. It does apply to bleed, and I do have a lot of additional bleed. Not particularly thrilled about the warbow either. I'll take the warbow for right now. And I'll replace it as soon as I have an opportunity. Okay, so first of all, boat merchant. All right, there's my informant task out of the way. We're going to go after the head of patrol because we can fucking take that. All right. So first of all, let's get you out of the way. I think I can just knock you out with that. Yeah, okay. That's good. Warbow, when you're from the back row shooting to the back row, Warbow is quite powerful. However, it can be a little frustrating because it's only 10. It's only 10 weapon damage, and also it's expensive. It's not frustrating. That's not the right word, but anyway, hang on. Do not want to kick this guy into the active row, so we'll just chill. Okay, good. There's a lot of bleed. If I can pick up an arterial rupture. And he'll just die from that. Oh, right. He's not active yet. Whatever. Now he'll die from that. Eh. No, none of these. A great sword, huh? Possibly a great sword. It's worth potentially as much as it costs the same. It does not have that big. It doesn't have that big thwack ability for the back row, where every rank between this and the last one. So, let me see. It is 12 weapon damage, but I don't really have a ton of weapon damage cards. Fuck it. I'm going to stick with the warbow for right now. Hello, Kilderkin. How are you doing, my buddies? I fucking love you. Give me the red powder. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Have a lovely day. All the crazy shit that you guys are doing. So, almost level 3. Oh, excuse me, almost level 4, almost level 4. That quick thinking will do me no good. This combat will give me a level up. Quick thinking is a free level up. Okay. So that's you. And may as well just kill you. Okay. And we're good to go. Hello, red powder. I love you. Whoops. I'm in a pretty good place. I don't have any of the passives that I wanted, but the passives that I have aren't bad. I'm. We'll see how. We'll obviously see how we go. Okay, take that calculating strike. Okay, so stamina and stamina. Let's just get that out of the way. Fingers crossed. I want none of these fucking things. I do not want any of these at all. Desperate strategy I don't want at all because first of all it's the ruin, which you can overcome the ruin 2 cards in hand if you don't want to ruin things by just playing it as the last card. The problem that I have with it is it gains 4 bleed. Joint strike is also not good. God damn it. Exploding trap also is not very exciting. I'm going to take joint strike just for right now, because if she has any strength, it's worth 5 strength for herself at the very least, and 5 strength for her fellow Helena Roofersmut. Okay, I'll take dash. None of these are really what I wanted. And let's turn. Let's get rid of this guard and turn it into god dang nothing. Well, I'll get a fish. Fine, fuck it. It's 25. It's 25 potential health. Why not? So we're going to go into the tavern. Remember, we are only recruiting rabbits. John Trestleford. Okay. Whenever this character plays a card costing will or uses their ability, they gain 10 vitality with a short bow, which is a lot of movement, and a riposte, which I don't particularly care too much about, but it's a rabbit, and we're taking rabbits. Combat positions, you will nestle in right here. Do I have anything for you? No, I do not. Superior light, regular light, and medium. Okay. Remember, my failure before, I'm calling that a mulligan. So if I do fail, and fucking spitter, and I might fail, I will still try one more time today. Son of a bitch. Okay, I did that wrong. Alright, well, first of all. So, that is... it's too much damage. There's a lot of damage coming in. Shit. Alright, that's not too bad. Alright. So... okay, give me a moment. They don't have anything that moves my guys, so we're gonna get rid of this. Okay. Decent amount of bleed. Of course it's fucking Spitter. Why would it not be Spitter? I mean, really. I mean, can you think of any reason why why it wouldn't be Spitter? Because I can't. Oh wait, I should have done this. Okay, good. Now. Okay, Spitter's fucked. What's happening? Shit, 5 damage incoming on Roofersmut. The Roofersmut is doing okay on health. Mostly. Scheisse. Roofersmut needs love, quickly. Only 5 damage and then another 3 from the poison. Fuck's sake! Oh, it's so bad. Alright, Trestleford, however, Trestleford does have something that no one else has, which is a means of replenishing health quickly. I appreciate. Oh, wait! Hey, look at this! Fish! Nice. Okay, that'll kill him. Nope, not you, but you, definitely. Okay, that's both of them. Just for synergy, I'm going to have them both die at the same time. Okay, we're good. They'll both die. Okay. None of these. I'll grab these superior heavies. I will grab the superior heavies. I will not necessarily put them on just yet, but I'm going to keep them in my back pocket for the moment. Now, let's see. Almost 5, just turned 3. Let's get you up to 4. Okay. How many cards do I have that banish? 1 banish, 2 banish. Not really enough. Okay, so this is 1 plus 2 because it okay, this banishes a card in my hand. This banishes a card in my hand in itself. That's 3. It's not enough. It's not enough. Okay. I'm going to take this for now. And I can look for an opportunity to replace it later on. I'm not getting the choices that I want. I am not getting the choices that I want. We will see how much this impacts my ability to take on the prince. But in the meantime, I'm not getting what I want. Everyone's hitting somebody else. Good. Everybody wants to fucking punch Rufus Smart in the mouth. Why? She's a nice lady. The fuck is the matter with you? Oh god, everyone. Alright, so first of all, we're gonna get... Everyone is swinging on Rufus Smart, so we're gonna move Rufus Smart the fuck out of the way. Okay. Okay. Actually, that was probably a mistake. I denied myself a delay. It's not going to hurt me, but it is definitely something. I did deny myself a delay. Okay. Flurry would be good, but I'm going to... do I have a calculating strike already? I believe that I do, but there's no... I'm going to take another one. I will take another one. And then next time, if I have an opportunity to get another Fury, I'll take it. Smithy's Apprentice. Let's see. Is there anything that I want to get rid of from my deck? Eventually, I'm going to want to get rid of this fish. It's just going to sit there staring at me accusingly with its one beady little eye, staring out into nothingness. I mean... I'm sorry, was I talking about something? I was staring at the fucking fish. Let's get some money, shall we? Wait. I'm going to sell the Superior. I'm going to keep the Heavy for right now. Ooh, I see. Well, first of all, this is going to be worth some level ups. So let's take that. Fuck. Butts. Alright, well, first of all, Unholy. We're going to take Unholy. Because we're going to take Unholy. Next. Come on, give me something good. We're going to take Light-Footed. We are absolutely taking Light-Footed. Impervious is extraordinary. It's a very, very solid card. It's a very solid passive. But this, whenever this character moves, they gain 3 stamina. And this character moves a lot. That's going to be important later. Oh, by the way, Scourge is a dumb fuck, and he looks really cool, but his story is pathetic. He is angry at us because his dad accidentally burned his eyes out. That's why he hates us. Okay. This has been useless to me so far, and I'm going to replace it at my earliest convenience. I want to show you something. So, move, and then move. 12 stamina. One more time. Move. 15 stamina. Light-footed. Light-footed. Really, really, really high-value passive. Okay, so double team we're taking. I want this. I don't know who I'm going to give it to. I like having, as a matter of fact, I'm going to put the hit and run with Roofersmott because this does have an inherent move. Warbow, I've been enjoying getting that big hit in the back row. And Scourge's Hammer is the least of all of the hunter weapons. It's the one that I care about the least. It's only 4 additional weapon damage than the Warbow. I'm not gonna bother with it. I wonder if this means I'm gonna give Roofersmott some heavy armor. I'm gonna keep a hold of the light armor, but I'm gonna give her heavy armor. All right, fingers crossed. God damn it, you just will not let me get anything fucking good. Brawler I'm going to take because ultimately I'm going to want to get rid of as many of those fundamentalists, as many of those strikes and guards as possible. God damn, I have not gotten a single one of the passives not even one of the passives that I am looking for. God damn it. So let's see who is lagging behind. Let's give it to Roofersmott. We're going to give it to Roofersmott the extra stamina because I am nerfing her very slightly with the heavy armor, so that will overcome that. Shadows we're going to be taking, but first I'm going to take the Merchant in Trouble to get the free money. Ooh. Courage is good, but we're going to go with the Revolutionaries. So what we're going to do is protection. We're going to fight a hunter. We're going to get another opportunity to fight a hunter, which is nice. And of course, it's fucking Fenra. Okay, it's actually not bad. I'm not upset that it's Fenra because I want her sword is very strong. We are. So we're going to move you out of the way. Okay. I must have misunderstood. I must have misseen what she was doing there, but okay. $30 and a bleed. Okay, I can live. And I've got a kick. Good. So, boot to the head. Flurry. And she'll die from her bleed. Not currently, but with whatever I have in my next hand, it's yeah, it'll be enough. There we go. All right. Free money from the government. Double team, I'll take another one. That's the last double team I will be taking. I will be replacing Cleaver with this hatchet and Fenra's Rapier. Fenra's Rapier. Good God. Fenra's Rapier. Rapier. Good Lord. No, you know what? Fenrir's Rapier in the main hand. It is as far as weapon damage cards are concerned, it's 6 damage, but that's not really. I mean, like the extra 2 damage. The extra 2 damage times 3 is quite a bit, but the extra abilities of the cleaver are pretty good. That's what I want to keep. And now my front row is covered by 15 armor. Ah, fuck's sake. My front row is now covered by 15 armor barricades. So that's nice. I don't really have anyone who has high weapon damage. I'm going to want to do something about that. He'll die from that bleed. Okay, good. So, check this out. Lots of armor. It's just a row of bunnies in the back. And if I get a fourth bunny, that fourth bunny is standing right here, so that Durwater casts, or whoever's sitting on this spot, casts all the double teams from now on. That's just what you do. You cast double team. You'll die from the bleed. Uh-oh, you've lost all your friends. You ain't got no friends. That was cruel of me. I apologize. Okay, you'll just die from your bleed. But not this round. So, a couple of weeks ago, I mentioned that I had been trying out this super hydration drink called Prime, and I've seen it all over the place, and I have no idea why the fuck I've seen it all over the place. And I also mentioned I'm never going to get any sponsorships, and Prime tastes like dog shit. It is so fucking disgusting. I just learned apparently that is Logan Paul's drink. That Logan Paul, like I was inadvertently giving money to Logan Paul. So now, I do want to say that it's dog shit. It's so fucking bad. Like if you actually think that this shit tastes good, you must. I mean, like. It's so disgustingly, sickeningly sweet, and it says, "Oh, there's no additional sugar." I don't fucking believe you. I don't believe there's no additional sugar. It tastes like, it tastes like you took a cartoon candy mascot from the 1980s and squeezed it into a bottle, and also pissed in it. It's disgusting. Just so we're clear, it's awful. Moving along. I don't want any of these. Okay. Shit. Well, here's what I'm going to do. That Shadows is going to trigger on me, no matter what I do, and so is this hesitation. So I'm going to go to the black market. And is it worth it to swap any talents? No, it is not. We're just going to buy 3 upgrade tokens. Nice. Okay, I'm happy about that. This is as much bleed as I can manage. So let's put bleed on red powder. Let's put extra on charge. And let's make this fish worth casting even after it has run out of uses. Okay. This shouldn't be too bad. It's just the 2 of these fuckers. Excuse me. Okay, so. Wow. Can I do that again? Let's see. Almost. I don't need another double team. And I don't really want that assassin blade. And I'm going to take 5 damage from that. That's fine. I can handle it. I am going to go after the elite combat because I'm doing pretty fucking well. Alright, let's see. So first of all, medium armor. Let's swap for a soldier's heirloom. Great sword. I'm honestly alright with everything else that I have. I think I'm alright with everything else that I have, for right now anyway. Okay, let's see. We're gonna go after this billman in the middle first. We have decided not to like you. Damn it. I made a mistake. That's fine. It's not the end of the world. Not a great first round, but I did manage to put 17 bleed on that billman, which is nice. I have a ton of bleed, which I am very happy about. Dash. Move. 11 fucking stamina. Again, light-footed is really fucking strong. What's also really fucking strong is another passive called Maneuverer, which I've been hoping that I would get, which is anytime they move or are moved, they and whoever they swapped places with both get 15 armor. Not enough. Okay, well, they're just going to knock down the barricades anyway. Getting the line of barricades in the front from that encounter gives me a lot more leeway. Like, it's not nearly quite so catastrophic if my first round is bad. You're gonna die from your bleeds. Let's start work on you. Okay. Yeah, may as well get rid of you. 4. No, it's not worth it. It's luckily he's my one that has, or she, they, Durwater. I don't remember. I think Durwater is one of my ladies. She's got, regardless, she's got Unholy. Well, at the very least, this... No! Shit! I cast that on the wrong one. My bad. Stupid, but my bad. Okay. Cool. None of these. Now, I'm pretty sure that was the last time I can use that fish. Yep. Uses left 5. Uses remaining 0. So until I can remove this fish head from my deck, at the very least, it is now a 2-cost 3. It's a 2-cost card draw for 3 cards, which is, it's fine. It's actually better than fine. It is actually quite good. It's nice that I, to have something that I can do with that card. Okay. You. And you'll die from your bleed. And you'll just die. And you'll also just die. And you'll die. And everyone dies. Everybody's dead, Dave. Everybody's dead. No, I don't think it's better than the warbow I have, because I have decent means of putting overwhelm on the board. So I'm not going to lean into the multi-strike, I'm going to lean into the big hits. If I can get an opportunity to get a whatever the fuck it's called, the big hit into the rear row, I'll try it. No equipment, no nothing. All right, so god dang, that is not what I wanted. Rake is not terrible, I suppose, but I don't really. It's only 9 damage. If the enemy has the thing is, I don't have a lot of displacement for their side. I have a lot of movement on my side, so I'm going to take another offload, and I will look for an opportunity to start re-rolling my talents. Hamstring, fine. I'm doing okay, but I'm not getting any of the cards that I wanted. And I'm still doing okay, which, again, I have dramatically undervalued rabbits. This entire time, I have dramatically undervalued rabbits. Mea culpa. I fucked up. Good. Okay, they're both going to throw that net on that barricade. Do it. Yeah. Well, I mean, they did break it. They did break it. So, I mean, they've got that going for them, which is nice. Hold on one second. All right, can you fuck that man up? You sure can. What a good boy. Girl, lady. I think Trestleford is a guy. What a good rabbit. Not joking. I have been like seriously dramatically undervaluing rabbits and rabbit abilities. That's the whole purpose why I'm doing this. Is just nothing but rabbits. I wanted to show off that rabbits are substantially stronger than I gave them credit for. I made a mistake. That's fine. Die. Yeah, no. It's pretty much the same with me. When I first started, in case you can't see what, okay. If you're watching this or listening to this on YouTube, Valrion? Let me see if I can get your name right. Sorry. Valron said was that, like, when you first start, you lean into what seems to work the best, which is mice and especially weasels. Weasels feel very, very strong when you are first starting this game. But honestly, I think that weasels kind of taper off by a bit. I think that overall bears and wolves are stronger than weasels, although weasels are very, very good damage support, but they're not usually, they're not very good to be the backbone of your team. I spent such a long time completely fucking ignoring rabbits and making fun of rabbits and leaving rabbits at the station every time I saw them. The reason why I'm doing this, Valron, Dirk SJ, a person left a comment in my my last YouTube video, the last YouTube upload, I should say, saying try an all rabbits run next, and I said sure, thinking that was a terrible fucking idea, and I was just basically going to. It was just going to be a big dumb comedy of errors. And what I learned after several times fucking up was that rabbits are way stronger than I thought, and I have been an idiot for leaving them behind. I was hoping to demonstrate a particular build, a broken fucking build that I have uncovered, that I am calling the Bunny Blender, but I can't because I haven't gotten any of the appropriate passives. I might try it again later on, but in the meantime, this is a level appropriate crypt, and I'm very happy to see it. I have no intention of running from this. I want to point something out. We're in the second street, and the crypt encounter is a lot easier. These two fuckers, these tormentors, have a huge amount of health, but they are specifically designed to be dangerous for Iris. Specifically for Iris. They don't, whenever a ruin card is drawn, applies 3 panic to a random opponent. I don't have any ruins in my deck. Iris, on the other hand, walks around with a huge fucking pile of ruins. They do a bunch of things. They're also going to be throwing ruins into my deck to make sure that I have some, which is nice of them, really. I mean, very sweet of them. I don't want it, but, you know, it's nice that they thought of me. Good. Yeah, good. Let's first of all get rid of you, because he's the one I don't like. This militant is the one that will throw around a lot of bleeds, and he's the reason why my first attempt at this today crashed and burned. It was so crypt is an encounter. Just I'm going to say this again. Crypt is an encounter that can spawn. It can spawn as early as the first street, as we just saw earlier in this run. Well, earlier in this stream rather. I encountered the crypt before I hit level 2, and I went after it anyway. And you should too. Crypt is, beyond a shadow of a doubt, it is one of the most important and valuable encounters. It is it's worth passing up almost anything else to get, because the reward is so fucking strong. I'll show you in a second, because this is not going to last me too much longer. I'm being cocky, because I can. Because I'm behind a wall. These guys are not currently able to hurt me. So, yeah. Anyway, so to fill you in, Varon. So, Roofer Smot over here has light-footed, which is one of those things that I have never picked up before because I've been very stupid. I want to point out, Roofer Smot now has 14 stamina with 2 cards. Every time Roofer Smot moves, Roofer Smot adds 3 stamina. It's pretty crazy. That was objectively incorrect right there. I should have just gone after him, but I'm being ever so slightly lax because I can really afford it right now. These guys are not. This is no longer. Well, this is not a threat. This encounter is not a threat. It was when we first saw this back in the first street. This encounter has ended so many of my runs, and it will continue to end my runs. If you see this, you cannot afford. You have to take the chance. I'm telling you right now. If you run into this on the first street, you will probably fail. It will probably end up being lethal. But you have, I'm telling you, you really should take a chance on it, because it'll only pop up once, and the reward is so ridiculously valuable. It's worth the risk. So this is that reward. Give me 1 second. I'll take that invigorating blow. Thank you. So here is our reward. Ancient Amulet. At the end of your turn, cards remain in your hand rather than being sent to the discard pile. If you are familiar with Slay the Spire, it's a runic pyramid, which is arguably the single best relic in that entire game, bar none. And it is what makes that encounter one of the most valuable. It's basically Kilderkin tier, where if you see it, you need to give up. I mean, like it's a hard fucking choice. You are going. You might need to give up something else that you are very interested in order to go after it. Exquisite Weapon, I don't think is ever any good, and I don't need a better weapon at this time. We don't need nothing. We're just gonna move on. It'll be a delay. Speak of the fucking devil, taking Kilderkin and then the prisoners. 2 red powders in the deck. That's fine. Now, I cannot guarantee I'll be able to take on the prince with this group. I always say this. I cannot guarantee that I'll be able to take the prince with this group. I'm going to do my damn best. But shit happens. Dang it. Okay. I didn't want to banish my Never Forget. But as it turns out, I don't have to. That card just stays in my hand now. So, Ancient Amulet. And the fact that Crypt is a very reliable encounter. It's a very reliable event. You are almost always, I think that it is not guaranteed, but you have a very, very high probability of seeing it. It's going to usually come up. Usually, it'll come up. And Crypt, anyway, it changes the nature of the game. It changes because previously I have not leaned very heavily into high mobility builds, because whereas you can avoid a lot of damage by being able to move around a lot. If you don't have that mobility card in your hand, it's useless. So rather than lean into something that I can't rely on, I have instead tried to go for reliability. But Ancient Amulet changes that completely, because now Withdraw just stays in my hand until I need it. Without question, again. I know I have a habit of repeating myself, and I am nothing if not self-aware. But I will say this one more time. I'm not going to say one last time, because I know myself well enough to know that's not the truth. If you see the Crypt, even if you know for a fact it will fucking kill you, you have to take the chance, because otherwise it's not going to come back up. You won't see it again. And it's just that valuable. It's just that valuable. Nothing else better? Nothing better? Anything good? Nothing? Alright. I started this with the intention of demonstrating a very specific build that I have discovered. And I have gotten literally nothing that will allow me to... for fuck's sake, I'll take the false opening. That will allow me to demonstrate that build. The build in question is very heavy on movement and very heavy on 4 of the 5 rabbit-specific passives that reward you for moving around a lot. Got a lot of movement, but I don't have any... Well, I have one of those passives. I have light-footed. I'm going to stop complaining. I'm doing just fine. Cool. And this row of barricades in the front does give me a lot of leeway in case of a slow start. I'm going to need to give them some kind of very different looking armors. Soldier's heirloom, and that's just a plain heavy armor. Okay, I need to make sure that their armor looks different because it's difficult to tell these rabbits apart. Don't tell them I said that. Okay. There we are. I will take a deep strike. 39 cards. Not thrilled. Okay, it is what it is. Blackfoot stash. So I'm going to do a thing. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this fish. I'm going to take this upgrade off of the fish. I am going to go to the Blackfoot stash. I'm going to remove this fish. And I am going to take this plus 1 stamina, 3-card draw. I'm going to put that onto Invigorating Blow, so that Invigorating Blow is now a 1-cost card that also draws 3 cards. We're not going to take anything from this guy. I was hoping it might be something interesting under there. It's not. Let's see if we've got a rabbit. Nope, no rabbits. We're not taking any of these guys. Let's take a look at what you got. Nimble is an extraordinarily good passive. This is a frontline. This is a Hasselthwaite, Lyra Hasselthwaite here. This is a frontline mouse. So keep an eye out for Nimble. It's not quite as game breaking as Opportunist, but at the end of their turn, if this character has at least 15 armor, they gain a stack of anticipation. So if in anticipation, as it turns out, stacks infinitely. So you just get this fucking towering stack of anticipation. Also, I like that falchion, and I want it. But we're not taking any mice. Never Forget is very, very strong, and we've got Strength of Will and Arterial Rupture. Wow, this wolf is tailor-made, almost. Because Never Forget is not quite so much. The Grave, rather, is not quite so much for us. We're not banishing a lot of cards. But this Strength of Will and the Arterial Rupture, that would be fucking great for this group. And this is not. No. This is no good, because I want that Warhammer, but Lone Wolf is awful for a... For Lone Wolf is only good if you are, alone. It's a damn shame about that wolf. I hope he's doing okay. Oh, you know what? I should have thrown all that onto Grit Salt for next round. He taunted my barricade. Oh no. Oh, buddy, what are you doing? You silly buttons. All right. So move around, give yourself 6 extra stamina, I mean. No need to waste the withdraw for right now, but yeah, not great. Not great, but also not the end of the world. All right. I should have thrown all of that onto Grit Salt. Grit Salt might have actually died this round. Durwater has Unholy. You guys doing anything special? No, you're not, and I've already worked up a ton of armor, so I'm all set. Let's burn you. Okay. And Gritsalt will die to his bleed. And we're all set. I'm not going to bother with the boot because I don't want any more damage incoming this round. Goodbye, Gritsalt. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Oh, no. Gritsalt was not active this turn. I'm dumb. All right, then. I should have actually booted. This is what I should have done. Boot, and then Deep Strike. I'm getting cocky and I'm showing off, and every time I do that, without fail, I trip over my own balls and die. So, let's try not to do that. Shall we, XV? Shall we? Shall we maybe take this shit seriously, as this is actually quite serious? I mean, it's not. I'm playing cards at bears. Well, otters, but... Okay, you'll just die from your bleed. This one will also die from bleed. Okay. Done. Don't need another double team. Scoundrel's Cloak I will take. I'll give that to Roofer Smot. I'm going to keep this Scoundrel's Cloak. I'm going to keep the Scoundrel's Cloak as a just in case. Okay. As for that card. I'm actually going to take this because I have Roofer Smot has a ton of movement. So let's see. Almost 7. We're going to give it to Trestleford. Will we give it to Trestleford? No, we're going to give it to Roofer Smot. We'll give it to Roofer Smot. Come on, Roofer Smot. Don't let me down. Give me something good. This is our last chance of getting a decent passive. Don't let me down. And you've let me down. You've let me down, Roofer Smot. Okay, we're going to go with Noxious. So that I just don't really worry about bleed anymore. A Tormentor, all alone. Okay, sure thing, dude. Of course, there's not a whole lot that I can do to him this round. Man. What a really lousy first round, rather. Okay. Roofer Smot. Pick up strategy. Okay, if I can't rely on maneuver or anything else, I might pick up another double team. Okay. You're just basically fucked at this point. Yeah, okay. Bye. Instinct. I'll take that instinct. I'm a little concerned about the number of cards I'm taking on. I'm not going to take the chains for now. I am going to take this, as this is worth... It's worth 2 levels up. 2 level ups. Just 2 more opportunities to get any of the passives I'm looking for. None of the passes I'm looking for, but bleeding this Cutthroat is actually quite good. I'm going to take that Cutthroat. Oh, it's John Trestleford. Okay. Impervious or Steadfast, either would be really, really good. I'm going to go with the Impervious, I think. Hang on. What are you wearing? Superior Light? I'm going to go with the Steadfast just for the passive armor generation. And we're going to go to Mentor also, by the way. And at the Mentor, what are we going to do? We're going to duplicate a red powder. Okay, we're going to go after these powder thieves. It's going to be a dice roll, because it's possible that we might get some less than stellar cards. We might get some less than stellar cards. We'll see. We could potentially get awesome cards, multiple red powders. We can also get crap cards. We can get multiple black powders, which are very, very strong, but they permanently banish. Excuse me, they permanently ruin themselves. So they are literally single use. They can be used exactly once for the whole game, which I don't like. Okay, so they are going to seriously fuck up my barricades, and I'm okay with it. We're going to go after the leader first. Okay. So... let's see. I got my draw pile. Okay. Boop. Decent armor generation. Decent armor generation. I'm doing okay. I'm not doing as well as I could be, but I am doing okay. I don't need another akimbo. I do want this fucking falchion, and I'll get rid of you for it. Okay. I don't think it's well, okay, it depends on the powder. So it's first of all, let me try this. Gathering my thoughts. I understand exactly what you're saying. I don't believe that it is possible to overvalue all powders too much. Red powder is as far as I'm concerned, red powder is of infinite value. There is no limit to the number of red powders you can have in your deck that is still valuable. Pink powder, you really only want maybe 1 or 2 at the absolute most. Yellow powder, I don't really like unless I have a mouse with Opportunist, in which case it's a lot of damage. Black powder is very, very, very strong, but it is also single use, which to me limits its usefulness. Powder Master is very, very fun. I like him a lot. I haven't done a run with him in a while, but I do really, really quite like him. So, fingers crossed. It's 1 pink, 2 yellow. That's fine. I can dump some of them, maybe, if I have an opportunity. I'll dump the yellows, if it comes to it. We're going to go after these knife throwers. We're going to go after the knife throwers instead of the drunken guards. I'm doing fine on money, but I wouldn't mind a better armor for my back row. Well, my only row. We're going to start with the powder in the back row, specifically so that we can, we can keep it for a little bit longer. And we are not going to use weapon cards. We are not going to use weapon cards. We're not. Do you hear me, XP? We're not using that weapon card. We will not be using that weapon card. Okay. Their whole back row is... Whoop! What did I literally just say about weapon cards, XP? I don't learn. I don't learn. Okay. I could have been much worse. Luckily, I hadn't hit them with anything, so they didn't actually unload on us. When I say us, I mean me. When we succeed, it is us. When I fail, it's me. Just so we're clear. we can all share in our triumphs. But I will take on the responsibility for all of my failures. Okay. I will not use this weapon card. It is not necessary. You'll die from your bleed. And you'll just die. Thank you. I agree. Yikes. I don't really need another flurry. I don't need another flurry. Alright, so we're going to keep the Superior Light in reserve for right now. Sellsword's Garb, Steadfast, and Soldier's Heirloom. So all three of my rabbits have... I'm going to swap this around. So Rufusmont, who is the one who I want moving the most, Rufusmont looks slightly different than everybody else. Rufusmont is now level 8. And I will take a fight as one, actually. Yes. Okay, cool. I am, however, I now have one max level rabbit, and everybody else is pretty close to max level, which means, by the way, that I, sooner rather than later, I'm going to start avoiding combats. Because I have more money than I am really going to ever need. And I don't really need any more cards at this point. I have 3 red powders in my deck. I have 2 blue and how many fucking yellow powders do I have? I've got a lot of yellow powder. 2 yellow powder. Okay. It's not the end of the world. It is, however, it's a lot more it's a lot more yellow powder than I like to carry around. But at the same time, it is useful. It's a sweep. It's 5 damage to a row, and also it puts on a negative effect, which I can make use of. That was 103 damage, by the way. So this card, Deep Strike. Deep Strike is extremely valuable in small parties. In small parties, Deep Strike is extremely valuable because Deep Strike deals additional damage per your own level, and you are much more likely to be of higher level if you have the fewer people that you have in your party. So, for example, if you play a lot of Powder Master, Deep Strike is a very good card because Powder Master will be max level by around about the middle of the second street because of the way words escape me. Because of the way the experience generation in this game works. Again, each individual encounter gives you a set amount of experience per, it gives you the experience. You get a chunk of experience that is then divided equally among all members of your party. So, the more members of your party you have, the less, whatever. The lesser, I guess, I'm bad at this bit. The lesser, fewer, however it is, that word, the smaller number of experience each individual party member will get. We've only got 3 party members, so they are each getting 1/3 of the shared pool of experience. If I had 6, they'd each be getting 1/6 of the shared pool, and it would be it would be very difficult for a full gang of 6. It's very difficult to get to the end with with anyone at max rank unless you're super lucky with intelligences and free level ups. Anyway. Oh, I didn't even notice that I had this. Okay. Yeah, this is nothing. Okay. So we're going to boot you to the rear, and then we are going to murder you. Okay. I don't care about this, never forget. Good. That's what I wanted. Okay, I don't need a second deep strike. Okay. I'm going to go after the guarded transport, get a bunch of money. God damn, I'm going to have a ton of money by the end of this because we're only recruiting. We are literally only recruiting rabbits. So I'm going to end up with a shit pile of money by the end of this. Okay. Let's go after you. Actually, yeah. I changed my mind. We're going to go after you. That'll kill you. Good. Don't really care about the Never Forget that much. It has not really been super useful to me. Woof. Okay. Alright. I'm going to have to start paying attention to incoming damage again. So that's 40 damage. You're going to die. So it's 20 damage coming in on Durwater, and you are just going to hit yourself with Fortress. Fine. Joint Strike. Will you die from that? You will not. Rude. There, now you die from that. Don't care about you. Let's start in on you for next round. All right. You'll die from that? You'll die from that. Good. Shocking amount of bleed on these rabbits, frankly. I got lucky very, very early on is what happened. My starting gift was a bleed gem that I got to play. I have actually 2 separate bleed gems. Which is unusual, and also, like, I'll fucking take it. Boom. None. Actually, wait, let's see. Nah. Don't really need you, don't really need you. Okay. So, I'm going to take chains and then escape. I'm going to take the 5 damage from the hesitation. No! No! Oh, fuck. Okay, well, we're not going after the prince today. Okay, allow me to explain what the fuck just happened. So there is a particular interaction that I actually knew happens. That I know that this happens. That if that sometimes when you allow something to tick down, it will cause other. When you allow an event that has an hourglass on it. Well, shit. That means that chains that I have in my deck is worthless. Oh no. Oh, it's so bad. Shit. Okay. So I know that this sometimes happens by allowing the hesitation to tick down instead of taking it. It actually caused everything else on its row to tick down by 2 instead of by 1, and so my informant task was consumed by my lack of hesitation. And as a result, I am now blocked off from going after the prince. That is my own fault. I screwed up. I'm blocked off from going off after the prince, and those 2 chains that I've added to my deck are now stuck in my deck. The trigger to get rid of them is no longer there. So I'm going to keep going. I am going to finish this run, killing the warden. Later this week, on Thursday, or more likely Friday, I will do this again, an all rabbit run, and I will make sure that I do not fuck up. So I apologize. At the very least, I can get through the warden, and I can demonstrate that I've been wrong about rabbits this entire time. And the failure to actually kill the prince this time around, that is my own damn fault. I apologize. I truly, truly apologize. I don't like to miss the prince, because the prince is basically, it's the final, it's the... Yikes. Wow. Huh. Well, damn. Okay. That was a big fucking hit. He'll die. He'll die to his bleed. Jesus Christ. Alright, so, yeah. It's the final, I mean, like, it's the final test, obviously. It's the final test of whether or not a build, whether or not a run has been successful, really. Shite. Shit. That's upsetting. I apologize. I will try again. I'll try again on Thursday or on Friday. I'm still going to upload this. I'll try again on Thursday and on Friday. We will go after the prince. I am sorry. Okay, moving along. There's fucking nothing I can do about it. Yeah, I know. That's really rough. It's like, it's just sort of like to grind salt directly into the wound that the chains are going. Those 2 chains will be in my deck, and also by getting those 2 chains, that was the action that forced them to stay in my deck for fucking ever. Oh my god. Brutal is correct. Fuck's sake. Alright. I mean, like, there's no sense crying about it. There's no sense crying about it. Learn from my mistakes. Just be careful. Just be careful. That can happen. It can happen. So be careful about the way you're, about the choices that you make when you are around something that is necessary. None of these. Let's see. I'm going to take the quick round, because I'm pretty sure I'll be able to get up to, get Durwater and Trestleford up to max level, even without that intelligence. Look at this. Like, it's fucking taunting me. Whoops. Oh, I didn't mean to do that just yet. Whatever. Okay, so I've got 20 and 20. Okay. Trestleford is going to take a tiny bit of damage in the face, but that's okay. I was looking forward to hitting the prince with this group. But at the same time also, this does give me a second opportunity to try to demonstrate the bunny blender. I've discovered a build. It is straight up fucking broken, and I'm calling it the bunny blender. I know what that sounds like. I don't care. I'm a grown man. I've got a job. Okay, first of all, let's get all of these out of my hand. Rabbit with Unholy. Alright. Yikes. Not a great round. I want to point something out about these halberdiers. They have a special ability, Zone of Control. Whenever an opponent moves, gain three charge. This is... I don't think I'm ever especially clear about this. This is the reason why the Warden is so adept at carving up your back row as soon as he brings your back row to the front row, is because he brings three guys to the front row, your three back row if you have three guys in the back row. They're all dragged to the front row, and then his two halberdiers then get stacks of that. Lots of stacks of charge, and then they just fuck you up. That is, if you are consistently losing guys on the Warden, that is for real. That's the reason why. That's what's happening to you. At the very least, these chains do give me something that I can always discard or banish. So that's nice. Trying to find the bright sides. Trying to find the bright sides. 11, you'll die. You will not quite die, but you will now. And I think I'm okay for right now. I'm not gonna go for the offload on the. I'm not gonna banish the momentum for the offload. All right, so. I will now. There we are. Don't need another calculating strike. Honestly, don't need any of these either. No, I'm going to forfeit it. Okay. Hello, exotic merchant. So, we're going to take Rivalry. I want Rivalry on Roofersmot. I think that this is Roofersmot. Pretty sure this is Roofersmot. Yes, it is. Good. The reason why I want it on Roofersmot is because Roofersmot is going to have by far the most amount of stamina to deal with. I'm still building as though I'm going to be able to see the prince, even though I know for a fact I'm not. Brutal. Okay. Yeah, it did vanish. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So this fucker, Relic Knight, will ruin the first card used against him when he is on the active rank. If that is a skill card, it will be ruined permanently. This actually might hurt. This is going to hurt. They're going to break through. They're going to blow through the barricade, and they will get at least one hit. Yeah. Whoop! Okay. More than one hit on my back rack. Bunch of pricks. Okay. So. Not a good draw. Not a good draw. Not a good draw. Let's see. We're just gonna fucking load up on bleed on the Relic Knight. The other thing that he does, luckily I do have a ton of, I've got a ton of health. I've been doing pretty well so far. Where are you? For smart? Good. There we are. Let's see. Okay. So, these pricks here in the back. Wow, this is actually not great. down the hatches because this is going to hurt. Yeah, it's going to hurt. All three of these guys are going to hit my back row again. Luckily, that Relic Knight will die. Nuts. Yikes. Wow. This is the most amount of trouble this fucker's given me in quite some time, actually. Okay, good. Fucking eat that, piece of shit. Good. Okay, good. We're done here. So, he'll die to that bleed, and then Relic Knight will die to his bleed. This one was actually pretty rough. What's happening here is I'm trying to be cautious. I don't want to lose any of my... I don't need to do anything. I'm just going to let him fall down and die. I don't need a calculating strike. I don't want well rested. We're going to transform a talent into Strange Mist, and the talent we're going to transform is... Riposte is the one that I have gotten by far the least amount of use out of. Let's see. So who has that now? You do. All right. So on Tresselford's next level up, I will give him one extra stack of will, specifically so that he can use Strange Mist twice. So I have not so much as cast a single trap in quite some time now. Ooh. Good. We're going to go for you. And yes. Good. Okay, good. I'm going to try to get these spearmen down as quickly as possible. I do have... I mean, like, they're not nearly as scary as they otherwise would be because... two of my dudes have range. Range are immune to retaliation. Spearmen will fuck up your mice, by the way. See these two dudes? See them? Pay attention to that weapon. See that weapon? Pay attention to it. Pay attention to this. When you see Spearman's defense at combat start, hold on a second, gains 20 armor. At turn start, this character gains 2 carapace for the next 2 rounds, and it will constantly replenish this, by the way. These guys will... I've pointed this out several times, but these guys will basically add increasing stacks of retaliation for every time they take a hit. And if you are not careful, these guys will fucking kill your... This is how your powerful mice just fucking explode. This is how you lose mice. At the very least, honestly, the chains have not turned out to be too much of a problem. They have not actually hurt me too badly. They're just sort of, apart from the fact that they are a constant reminder of my failure, which sucks. But I mean, how else am I going to learn? Fucking 700 goddamn hours later. I am not sure how much actual time I have in this game. I have close to 400 hours on Steam, but I also have this game on Switch, and around about maybe another 200 hours on Switch. Compared to, I know that that's nothing. Like, Jorbs must have somewhere in the neighborhood of 10,000 hours on Slay the Spire. And I have almost 900 hours on Baldur's Gate 3, because I need to know that Karlach is okay. I need to make sure that Karlach is okay. She's got to be okay. Even when I go evil, I just leave her. I leave her where she is, and I just assume eventually she's probably okay. great on armor. Good. Okay. You know, actually, Varon. Okay, so like 1,600 hours. I have a buddy who has a similar amount of time on Factorio, and that's not even his most played game, which I believe is probably Warframe at close to 2,000 hours, which is at the same time that is understandable. Warframe is very, very good, and also that's a little bananas. He's a grown man with a family. Where are you getting this time? But no, I can absolutely see that. Yes. So we're going to do a thing. I'm going to have you swap places with me, so that you hit him. He has got the unholy. Her. Darwater is her. And then that bleed can just be a little bit extra health. Oh, there is no bleed. Okay. Well, all right then. Okay. Cool. Don't need any of these. 1,600 hours is a huge amount of time on Factorio, but everything I know about, I'm not smart enough to play Factorio. Like I'm good at this because the where I am on the spectrum works very well for for deck builder roguelikes. Um, but Factorio is one of those games. It's like Dwarf Fortress. I love watching other people play Dwarf Fortress and tell me what is happening in Dwarf Fortress, but I am way too dumb to play that game. Fucking none of these. God damn it! I've gotten exactly 2 cards that I have wanted. Ooh, modify talents. That's what I want. So we're gonna re-roll. We will re-roll Joint Strike. Shall we re-roll Joint Strike or offload? Joint Strike, sure. I'll re-roll Joint Strike into another fucking Joint Strike. We're gonna turn into a goddamn offload. Jesus Christ. What I want is this. Practiced Maneuver. I just want Practiced Maneuver. It's the only card I legitimately want. Programming a trait for some reason when I feel like I haven't worked enough, I play Factor. That's actually like that's very similar. My two of my very closest friends are us. I don't know what you do, Zen. Like is like a software engineer and a mathematician who works for IBM. Like they are very, very good at the programming. When we used to play Minecraft, they would like my buddy Zen Loser would put together these ridiculous red powder contraptions that would do all kinds of like you step into a room and there's a cake on the table, and if you touch the cake, there's a sign underneath that says "Don't touch the cake," and if you touch the cake, the room opens up. You fall 100 feet into just enough water that you are saved, and just when you think that you are safe, there's a door over there for you to get out, and then the door slams shut. Metal slams over the door, and then the room fills up with lava. Because it was my fault for touching the cake. Because it was my fault for touching the cake. You see, it was my fault for touching the cake. This is what he told me. I said, but I mean, like, there's a cake in the middle of the room. He says, aha, yes. But the cake also says, do not touch. And I said, yes, but if you put a cake in the middle of the room and say, do not touch, I'm going to touch the cake. I'm going to touch the cake. And he says, and that's what happens to you. Yes. He's mean. You're right. It is true. I was told not to touch the cake, but at the same time, also, I mean, like, I'm obviously going to touch the cake. I'm obviously going to touch the cake. Obviously, it's there. It's there to be touched. I'm going to put that on. All right. So, This is probably not the best idea. I've put practice maneuver is now a 2 stamina 2 stamina, which is fine because she will get that stamina back from the movement itself. And instead of drawing 2 cards, she will be drawing 5 cards. So that's what that does now. No, you're absolutely right. It did warn me not to touch the cake, and I, as he has said to me several times, I have no one to blame but myself. I was told not to touch the cake. He is also told, like, he has a he has a story that he. How do I even put this? So, he is a dungeon master and he plays Dungeons & Dragons, right? So he's explained to me at length his favorite trap is I'm gonna get this wrong, but it's a very large subterranean chamber. In the center of the subterranean chamber is a statue. The statue has some features that are very unusual. It has one eye. It's holding a gem. It's got places. It's got things around it where it looks like things can slot in. Upon reviewing this, upon looking it over, he tells the party, "You don't see anything unusual about this." And he says this knowing full damn well that party will spend the rest of that session trying to figure out what is so special about the statue that he has just told them there's nothing special about. But the thing is that he's mean, because like you've spent all that time explaining to them why they should pay attention to this, and then told them not to pay attention to it. Anyway, Zen, if you're listening, you're very mean. All right, hang on 1 second. What are you doing? Nothing special. Good. Okay. Good. And we're all done. All right. Okay. Gambler is another opportunity to re-roll a talent. For God's sake. For God's sake. I don't want 3 offloads. Fuck! At least this one vanishes itself. God damn it. Oh, why did I do that? I don't need another combat. Everyone's max level. Ugh, whatever. Okay. Everyone is doing fine. Okay, good. Okay. Ooh. Well, hey there. What are you doing? Nothing. You're doing nothing. Oh, I could have just pulled straight back, couldn't I? All right. Okay. What are you doing? You're not doing a damn thing. Okay. You're doing fine over there. What are you doing? Hit him. Very dangerous, but I have a shit ton of armor on him, so I don't really... Not the end of the world. Excuse me. More than just not the end of the world. It was a low risk thing to do. Okay. All right. Okay. All set? All set? All set. All right. So this is our very last recruitment. You got any rabbits? Nope, no rabbits. Let's see what you got instead. I might have actually taken the no, probably not, because I don't like tempering. Lose all. That is a terrible card for a mouse. Gambler is excellent, however, and barbed crossbow is quite good. Whenever this character applies poisons directly, double it. That's great, but this character has no poisons, so useless. Although Weasel with Flow, and this every time you ruin a card, apply. Ooh, that is interesting. That would be pretty neat to have. If I had, and he doesn't have anything that ruins. Okay, so nothing of value. Okay, so this will be the Warden, and will in fact be the end of this run. Again, I'm going to say that I will do another run on Thursday, or more likely Friday. Excuse me. In addition to the upcoming run for next week, I'll have two. I'll have one that is rabbits for real against the prince, and then whatever it is that I decide to do after that. Okay. Well, they're going to knock down that barricade. So let's... Oh yeah, that double team, huh? Forgot about you. Oh, well, first of all, you can banish that chains. Ooh, dear. One, two. So both of these guys will miss. You're going to swap these guys back to front. That's okay. They're in an arrangement that I am all right with. Bunch of vulnerability. Good. Okay. All right. So, there's room for smart. There's room for smart. You can banish that thing that banishes itself. Don't mind. Let's see. With Cutthroat. I'm going to start work on the halberdiers, as they're the most dangerous, frankly. And good. Okay, I'm going to hang on to the Strange Mist for right now. What are you doing? Okay. We're going to leave it alone for right now. We're all right. I'm all right with this. Trestlefort with a lot of bleed is upsetting, but I have Strange Mist in hand, so I'm all right with it. Rivalry will be banished anyway, so fuck you and your demoralize. You're going to die from your bleed. Good. This, on the other hand, this is going to be nice. Not enough to go to go over the Warden's threshold. Let's get a lot more bleed on him. I want to point something out that I don't think I ever actually point out. That 25 damage limit does not seem to apply to either bleeds or poisons. So if you have a shit ton of bleed or poison on the Warden, it does not seem to trigger his thing where it causes him to start. Well, you know what? We'll find out in a second, shall we? Let's just make sure that I am telling you the truth, shall we? Okay. Smell hits. 25. You're gonna die? You're gonna die. All right. So let's start work on the front row now. Good. Ooh. All right. 28 bleed. If the Warden does not gain 3 armor, then I am correct and have not just lied to you. Okay. He did not. I have not, in fact, just lied to you. But you want a trap? How do you like that? All right. Enough fucking around. Okay. Good. Good. Cool. Bye. Need you. Where are you? There you are. So, I feel really bad about this, not just because I didn't get a chance to show off whether or not this particular build could have taken on the Prince, but also because, as I pointed out several times, the Warden is the captain of the guard for a king who was specifically beloved for his kindness and his justice. Just kings don't really tend to have evil guard captains. So there's a very strong chance that we just did all that just to kill a lawful good paladin. Don't feel great about it. especially because we're not going in to go after his boss. The prince can just continue to be the prince because I fucked up. Okay, well, there are a few things that I want to point out. I want to show you what it was specifically that I was looking for and what I will be looking for in the next run. It's, you know what, you're absolutely right. No. He probably mitigates a lot of the prince's evil while we're at it, too. Yeah, thanks. That's, yeah. That's correct. Ugh. You're absolutely right. So he is now going to replace our potentially lawful good guard captain for a fucking yes man who is just going to make everything a lot worse. Good job, X. That's me patting myself on the back. Good job, XV. Well done. Well, shit. Look at this. So first of all, I know for a fact that Trestlefort actually is male, and these two are female. So it's possible that this actually is. I need more experimentation, but it's possible that this actually is sexual dimorphism in these two portraits. That this is a female. These are just the female bunny face, and this is the male bunny face. In which case, that's pretty fucking cool. Very quick run, as it turns out. It's very fast when you don't end up going after the prince by mistake. So what we are going after was, what we're trying to look for is, as far as the hair is concerned, what I'm looking for is Practiced Maneuver is an extremely high value card. It is, without question, it is the single most powerful of all of the hair specific talents. Swap position with the target ally. Both characters gain 5 armor, draw 2 cards. So even if you do nothing else, like if you don't want to actually swap position, if you choose the rabbit that actually cast this, he will not move, or he or she, whatever, the rabbit will not move, and you'll just draw 2 cards and gain 1 armor. So at its at the very least, it is 2 card draw for 1 stamina. That's a lot. That's real good. Offload is fine. It's fine. Fight as 1 is actually quite good because it is weapon damage times 2. It's 2 different rabbits' weapon damage, or two different party members' weapon damage to random opponents. One thing I do want to point out, however, is that if you do not have two additional party members, this card does nothing. Once again, if you do not have at least 2 additional party members, this card has no value or purpose. It does nothing. Arsenal is a very good card. I got rid of the one that I had and I shouldn't have. It is weapon damage plus 2 damage for every card in the hand. That obviously combos very well with the Ancient Amulet when you can have just a ton of cards in your hand. Passives. The passives that I specifically only got, hang on 1 second. I only specifically got light-footed, but the ones that I am looking for. Ardent is always very good. Please, whenever you draw an additional card, gain 2 strength. Remember that every time you cast Practice Maneuver, you're gaining 2 cards. So Practice Maneuver with Ardent becomes, in addition, 2 additional strength. Light-footed, which is what I did have every time this character moves, they gain 3 stamina. I had a lot of movement on Rufusmot. Rufusmot constantly had more stamina than I ever really knew what to do with. And this is the one that I was really hoping to get, Maneuverer. Whenever this character moves or swaps positions, both characters gain 15 armor. With Practice Maneuver, if either of them have Maneuverer, Maneuverer plus Practiced Maneuver means it instead of just the 5 armor that both of them get, they get 5 armor plus an additional 15 armor for both of them. And there's no limit to how many rabbits in your party can potentially have Maneuverer. The first time I managed to get the prince with an all-rabbit run, I had both of my dudes. They both had Maneuverer. They both had. So every time I cast Practice Maneuver, they both put on base 30 armor. It's very strong. The other one which I did not manage to get, but hoped that I would. I was really looking for this one and I never managed to get it. Hold on. all. There it is. Eccentric. Whenever you draw 8 or more additional cards in a turn, you may put a random card from your banished pile into your hand. Ignore the word random. This, every time you draw at least 8 additional cards, including cards drawn from preparation, by the way. You can pull a card directly out of your banished pile into your hand. That includes, by the way, refreshes, reinforcements, which you can just play immediately. This run, I barely had any hardcore card draw. I only had 1 refresh in my deck. I had no reinforcements. I still managed to do pretty okay. I do not know if I would have been able to kill the prince with this setup. It probably would have. Well, I don't know. I'm always very pessimistic about my chances of beating the prince, and then usually I do okay. Usually, he says, tempting fate. Anyway, I will upload this one, but later this week I will be recording and uploading another rabbit run. This time we will go after the prince. Valron, thank you very much for coming along. That was a lot of fun. And if you are still listening to this, if you have come along with me from the beginning, I appreciate you very much. Please leave me a comment if you have anything specific that you'd like me to do. Like and subscribe if you feel like it. I mean, like, it's really your life. You do what you want to do. I will, however, say that I generally upload around about like once a week. So subscribing to me is very low risk. Like, I will not be cluttering your feed with a bunch of stuff. There we go. Thanks very much for coming along. I love you all. Please if you are American, have a very happy Independence Day. Please be careful. Do not blow off your fingers, as happens every fucking year. Enjoy your barbecues. If you are not American, enjoy not being American. My country is having a time that I am an enthusiast of history, and when I was much younger, reading through the fall of the Roman Empire, the Fourth Crusade, the Bronze Age collapse, all of this, reading through these, I wondered how terrifying must it be like to have lived through those times, and the answer is, fucking very. Oh no, I don't want to talk about that, Valron. I'm not going to. That was Yep. We're having a time. Sorry, everybody. Oh, boy. Thank you guys very much, all of you. I love you all. Please call your mothers. They miss you. And if you don't have a good relationship with your mom, don't. Good night, everybody. I will see you next time. Till the next good time. And Valron again, thanks very much for coming along. I appreciate you. Good night, everybody.